Good evening, or good morning, whatever time it may be, wherever you are. It's Crouch Gaming here with a few bits that I wanted to talk about. Firstly, in Battlefield, of course, the summer patch is in. I'm a little bit disappointed, as one of the things this patch was supposed to fix was dusting in vehicle combat, which to me, over a few games that I've had, seems a lot worse than it ever was before. I've had a couple of occasions where I've been gunning in the attack chopper for a friend, and the cannons did no damage whatsoever to infantry or vehicles. I'm pretty rubbish in vehicles, to be honest, but I know when a hit is a hit, and they were hits. No hit markers, nothing whatsoever, no deaths. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm bugged, but I sincerely doubt it. Also, noticed a lot of TV missiles dusting as well, which was one of the main problems before. Infantry combat, though, does feel snappier. I'm just making up words now. But it feels crisp and responsive. However, those bullshit kills that were supposed to be disappearing are still in there. I haven't made my mind up whether they're less or the same, but there doesn't appear to be a massive difference. They've also added team balancing, which swaps squads around based on skill to try and even the games to make them more competitive. I've always liked the idea of a team being balanced so that you can have a good competitive game, and for the most part it does seem to work okay. However, sometimes it screws you over big time. You'll be having a good night, and when I say a good night, I mean your squad hitting the top 5 in every single game, and then it balances you. It places your 5-man team in with the worst players on the server. So literally 5 good players and 28 that don't seem to be sure which button's the shooty one, with the other team then getting stacked with all the decent and other good squads. Your night of fun just ended, or began, depending on how sadistic you might be. The game turns into what feels like a 5v32, which, even if you are Uber, Pro Elite, Super Sniper, Mega Man, you are going to be up against it, especially if there's an objective to play for. Autumn patch coming soon? They've also rolled back the jet controls to pre-spring patch. They've added turret turn speed options for all platforms. Yes, even consoles, so you can now spin the turret faster and deal with threats behind you. Hopefully that'll allow tank drivers to get more aggressive instead of hanging back so much on consoles. Because I can remember from previous PC Battlefields, there was never a problem with tanks always camping and being so scared to push up because they just can't turn the turret fast enough to deal with anyone that gets behind them. So hopefully that's a good improvement. The SRAW has been buffed a bit. Only a slight boost to its speed and range. I still imagine it would probably be useless. Graveyard Shift, the night version of the Zavod map, has been released, but it's not available in the EU on PlayStation 4. No idea why. Can't make any sense of that. Comes out on the 8th, but 8th of August, of course. And I can't wait to play it. I don't know why we're the last to get it though. It doesn't make any sense to me. There are plenty more changes and adjustments. I'll put a link for the patch notes in the description. Next bit of news, my quest for mastery of all the guns in Battlefield 4 is still going on. And yes, I've been doing this for what feels like several years. Most of the guns I've done recently were crap, so I never bothered making any vids about them. However, this beast and its recent name change is worth talking about. When I did the M60 Rambo mode video, I said I was going to leave this one for a while because I knew it was going to be changed. And boy, did it change. See, I slagged this gun off in my RPK 12 video as being a waste of time. It was basically the same gun with a smaller magazine. No reason at all to use this weapon. I'd like to think DICE saw my video and thought, this Crouch fella is right, let's change it. I doubt that though. They probably had a million people say it before I even noticed it was a problem. The new RPK, which it's now called, and not the RPK 74, is better now. They upped its damage to 30 and increased the recoil on it. It packs more of a punch and makes it a 4-shot kill instead of a 5. I can pull the recoil under control, so for me it's now the best RPK instead of the pointless RPK. I'd still hands down pick the M240 Bravo over this though, as that's 38 damage and does an extra 50 rounds per minute. But still, it's not a pointless weapon anymore, although, in my opinion, still not a contender for best LMG. And more news, Battlefront, or EA have announced Battlefront is coming out for a beta test in October, which I cannot wait to get my fat sweaty hands on. I'm expecting it's going to be an open beta, as there are no sign-ups yet, so if it was a closed beta, they're leaving it really late. Also, Battlefield 4 had its open beta around about the same time before its release, so I'm just theorising and assuming, but I'd be surprised if it was a closed beta announced this late with no sign-ups. I guess we will finally know how this game's going to play, and if this third person, no recoil game will be a turn-off or a bundle of awesome. And hopefully it'll work. That's all I wanted to talk about. Any comments, as always, leave them below. That's all for now. Have a good day.